Hey guys, and welcome to episode 3 of the Create mod. As you can already probably tell, I've been working on the build a little bit. But today we are going to get started on trains. Now, to get started on trains, we need to get... We already have tracks going. We have plenty of them. But the next thing we need are train casings. Now, we can get brass, that's fine. We have a deployers, whatever. We need sturdy sheets. To get sturdy sheets, we need powder obsidian, we need the lava, smash. Not hard, whatever. But powdered obsidian, the only way to get it is crushing wheels. Now we haven't encountered this before, but I've already set it up over here. And we have the crushing wheel system. Now I've already gone ahead and created the train casing. And so we are good in that regard. So what is the first thing we're going to do with trains? I'll show you. If we go back here a little bit, I decorated this place up a little bit, and I've improved the train track production here. And there's one thing that we can make as a byproduct from this. We can make andesite. We get flint from washing the gravel. And we get excess cobblestone because we do not need all of it for the stone slabs. But we need lava. Now, you can do a system where you do dripstone into a cauldron, but that's kind of lame, and we need andesite a lot because, as you probably already figured out, it's used for a lot of create stuff like the andesite alloy, and we need a lot of it. So hopefully we have this system here that will take the flint and take some excess gravel that's being made from the excess stone and make us andesite. But we're missing an ingredient. We're missing lava. Now, where are we gonna possibly get a whole bunch of lava? Well, look at that! This is a whole bunch of lava. If only we could just collect all of this and bring it to the overworld. Well, matter of fact, we can with trains. Now, just for demonstration purposes, if we take train tracks, let's just say we replace a couple, we're building a track all the way up to this little section here. We connect it here. You see it has a little, like, purpley particle effect thing. What this means is if a train goes through here, it'll go into the nether. So, that's what we're going to end up doing. Before we continue into trains, there's something I have to do to make it easier on myself. The first thing we need is some paper, some white dye, some lapis that should not be in there, or that gold. Now if we take some light blue dye and some paper, we can get an empty schematic. We also need the schematic table. Now, the schematic system, you can imagine it as the blueprint system. Well, where you can get some blueprints from who knows where. You can get them online, you can make them yourself, get them from your friends. But you can get some blueprints, and we have a couple here. And we're going to take one. And now we have this blueprint on the schematic. But we also need one more thing. We need this schematic cannon. So now that we have the schematic cannon, I also went ahead and made a clipboard, as you'll see. It's very important in a minute. We can take this schematic, plop it right here, And now we have the blueprint in the world in a spot where I would like it to be. We're going to put down the schematic cannon. And we're going to put the schematic in here. We're also going to put the clipboard in here to get a checklist. What this does is just gives us a rundown of everything we need to make this schematic. So I'm pretty sure we can place a chest right here and put a couple things in here. And we also need gunpowder to fuel it. So now that we have the tracks in here, because the tracks were part of the blueprint, if we put the gunpowder in here and hit play, it starts placing the tracks. Beautiful. Now, I believe train casings are part of this. Probably paused, yeah. Oh, now you want that. Okay. Well, we need to put all the items in there, so I'll do that real quick. So now I should have everything in here that is needed to build the train. So let's go. Oh, let's start and get a good view of this. Ah. And there we go. We have our train created. Now, the original design of this train was not built by me. I modified it, though, to be more... Oh. To be more helly. Or nevery. Be more like a demon train. The original design was made by... The original design was made by this fellow, and I do not want to... I feel like I'm going to butcher the name, so I'm not going to say it. I am not good at names. But yeah, I just modified it a bit to look more appropriate for what this train is going to do. We need another car at the end of this, though. Which is another similar situation where this gentleman built the design and then I redesigned it. Yeah. But look at this beautiful train. So as you saw, I have made the fluid cart. And I just completed the track that goes into the nether. So let's set this up. So since I have the track and I have the station set up, we can now automate this train. But we can't just like say, hey train, go here. We kinda can with these train schedules. And I'll set that up in a second. But we need a conductor. We can't just have a train without anyone in it, so we need a conductor. So let's go find a conductor. Sure, you know what? This chicken will be our lava train conductor. Come on, buddy, you have a job now. Alright, so we go into the engine room here, and if we have a leaded mob, and we right-click the seat, we have him in the seat now. Now if we set up the station thing here, I have not named the station in Nether yet, sadly. So now with this pretty simple go to one station, go to the next setup, we give it to our little conductor friend. Oh god. We should probably sit in the seat. That'll make things easier. Yeah, there we go! Oh, Jesus. Now we should be filling up on lava a little bit. Oh god. Alright, so, my mistake. I forgot that I didn't clear this out, and I need to clear this out. Because stuff like that happens when... The trains themselves can go through blocks. But the entities cannot still. So it happened to both me and the chicken. The chicken may be dead. I don't know. But we just went through the blocks, and bad things happened. But once I fix that, and connect on the other end, then it would just work. Oh dear god. Alright, I got everything set up for the train to do its thing. I finished the track, I cleared out enough space so the conductor won't die. And I have it all piped up. The train currently is waiting for this to be empty before it goes on its way. But for demonstration purposes, I made a train schedule that just waits 5 seconds between each stop. So if I sit here... Okay, and then do that. There we go. Woo! Choo-choo! Oh, that skeleton. Oh, he's dead. Uh-oh. That's a very tight turn. It was too tight. Oh, god. There the train goes. Look at it go! Now, I could make the train longer, and I might just do that, because I have some other plans that are coming up. So this may not be the final, port for this train. But that is something we'll just have to find out later, and figure all that out. It has been a while, and I've completed, quote-unquote. I don't know if you want to call it that, per se, but... I have done a lot of work here. So let's go inside here. I now have my storage here, and I kind of plan on doing something fancy back here, but that's not guaranteed yet. And in here, we have a little bit of, like a wood room, if you will. Basically what is happening is the wood from the tree farm's coming in here. It should be. Well, whatever the case, it should be coming in here. And it will be turned into chests and barrels. So I'm going to do something that some of you may frown upon. But this would be the best way to show off the builds. Is if I go into spectator mode. Because this just makes it so much easier to go into the finer details. So tree farm here is hooked up. Like it was, the funnel. That funnel over there extracts, and this one gets all these sticks and saplings out and just deletes them, because we don't really need those right now. Maybe I could do something with them, but whatever. So then they come in through here. So then they come through here. So the first thing that happens is that it goes into this barrel. This barrel is what powers my steam. Powers my steam thing. And then second, it gets put into this barrel, which is what's making the chest and barrels over here. So I have plenty of that, so not really that necessary. I'm wondering if I need a bigger tree farm, though. Maybe. Might need to work on that. So we all remember the track creation thing here. One problem with the track creation is we needed more cobblestone. So right out here, we have this nifty little cobblestone generator made by this guy. Because there's no way in hell I could design this. But yeah, that guy designed it, and I'm using it now. I just want to take a moment to appreciate how tight and complex this little machine. It just looks so lovely, in my opinion. Anyway, we all remember... Y'all remember the original purpose, and we don't need to go over that. But the flint that we get from washing the gravel comes here. And any excess flint gets deleted. It's not really a guarantee, but I figured if it's 50-50, it's fine. And any excess cobblestone gets turned into gravel. So with that, with the flint, the gravel, and the lava, we get andesite. And just so this doesn't back up, I have a little system here that I think, what is it? It extracts exactly 64. So if this fills up to 64, there we go, we got it deleted. So it won't back up at all. Which I'm thinking I might want to change that, but I don't know if I can, I don't know if there's enough space in here for that. But I'll think about it. Anyway, the andesite comes down here and goes underneath. So the andesite goes into the chute, which has a fan below it, which pushes it up and into this mixer here, which takes excess iron nuggets that come from this system and makes it. And the iron nuggets do get split 3 ways here. One gets turned into the andesite alloy. One goes up into something else. And one goes this way, which is just to make them into iron ingots. Oh, and what else does it do? Oh, it does something else too. We'll worry about that later. Anyway, the other iron nuggets come up here. Oh, and yeah, they get used for this. They get used for the track. That's what happens. But the andesite alloy comes up here and into this room. And when the alloy gets put here, it gets split 3 ways. One just gets stored. One gets turned into shafts. And one goes over this way. Which this is where the stripped logs come in from earlier. But andesite alloy gets put onto the stripped logs and we get the andesite casing. And that's used for something later down as well. But these shafts here, they also... Ruger! Hush, buddy. But these shafts also get split. They get split into, storage of the shafts. Then they also get split and to be made into small cogs. And then the small cogs, guess what? Get split! One of them gets stored, one of them gets turned into large cogs, which also gets stored. And then the other goes all the way over here to be made into gearboxes. And that's one of the things the andesite casings are made. We have encased chain drives being made as well. I turned it off though because I kind of wanted a bit of iron for backup. So I turned that off. And the rest get turned into casing. And that's pretty much the production here. I mean, I have a spot to get lava if I need it in a bucket. But that's pretty much all of the production that's made here. And that's probably all of the production that's going to be made here, because as you can kind of tell already, the lag is kind of a bit unbearable. Not too bad yet, but if I added a whole nother system, then this whole area is just going to get even worse. So I'm just going to finish up the build here, and this is going to be my main home base.